Hello again and welcome to Shapes and Sounds Writing Words 1, where we will be using the letter Z. You can see the sound we listen for if we think about zip, z. Our first word is zip. Which sounds can we hear? Z, I, P. So let's have a go at writing that word. Z is Z, I is I, P is P. And then I'm borrowing from a few of the films I may have seen when I was younger. Zap. Z, A, P. Z is Z, A is A, P is P. And from there, we're going to have a non-word, a made-up word, to take us through the last three short vowel sounds. Zip. Z, E, P. Z is Z, E is E, P is P. And this time, our made-up word is zop. Z, O, P. Z is Z. O is O. P is P. And if I've used 4 of the vowels, have you worked out what the next word will be? Yeah, zop. Z, A, P. Z is Z, A is U, P is P. Zop. Zip, zap, zip, zop, zop. Now that we've had fun using all of the vowels, let's move on using some real words. Our first word here is zig. Z, I, G. Z is Z, I is I, G is G. And zig often goes with zag. So, a hyphen, which is a little line between two words that go together, and then z, a, g. Hyphen with my writing. Z is Z. A is A. G is G. Now at this point I do have to point out that zigzag can be written like this, but sometimes it is written as one word without the hyphen. And we'll try that a bit later on in the lesson. For now, why don't we zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag. You might like to have a go at zigzag lines with different colours, but maybe after the lesson. The next word is zit. Z, it. Z is Z. I is I. T is T. There. Zit. Another word for a spot. And the next two words will have a capital Z because they are both names. They're names that have been shortened to be just one syllable. And our first one is Zeb. Z, E, B. So, remember, it's a name. Z is capital Z. E is E. B is B. Now, I have met a few people called Zeb, but I have met lots of people called Zach. And it has been spelt in different ways, but first of all, let's think about the sounds. Z, A, K. And it's the K at the end that is spelt in different ways. Because it comes from the name Zachary and the K is spelt CH, we're not going to do CK. We are just going to use a C at the end because it's short for a longer word. Z is capital Z. A is A and the K is C. Zeb and Zach. This time we have the word zest. Z, E, S, T. Z is Z, E is E, S is S, T is T. And zest can be a particular flavour you've added or using the rind of a lemon or an orange for their flavours in the food you make. Next word, zips. More than one. Z, I, P, S. Z is Z, I is I, P is P, S is S. Maybe there is more than one zip, but maybe it's an action that somebody else does. Zips up her jacket. How about fizz? I, Z. Now this is where we get some changes. We can see that we have a one-syllable word because there's only one vowel. The Z sounds the same, but when we write Z at the end of a one-syllable word with a short vowel sound, we double the letter Z. So, F is F, I is I, and Z is double Z. Fizz. Let's think of another word. If we thought a bee was coming near, we would know Z because of the buzz. B, A, Z. And again, a one-syllable word with a short vowel sound. We could just hear A, so we double that Z. B is B. A is U. And Z is double Z. Buzz. And our last word, we're going to need to think about something else because it is whiz. And did you notice I said wh as a reminder? Those two sounds. Wh. Two sounds. Wh. I. Z. And they are written with a W and an H. I is I, Z is double Z. Now, you may prefer to just say whiz and use whiz with the two sounds as your spelling language. That's absolutely fine. Now let's have a go at adding suffixes. We have suffix s or es, suffix ed, suffix ing, and suffix er. And which one will we use for the words we are starting with? Our first starter word is zip. So, if I have more than one zip, what will I add? See if you can write the word before me. Zip. And I add suffix s. And it is just add. How about, though, if I am writing zipper? My jacket has a zipper at the front. Start with our starter word, zip, and we double before we add er. Zipper. And it's because suffix er begins with a vowel that we double that P. Next word, how about zipping up the zipper on my jacket? Start with our starter word, and what do? Yes, we double again, because ing begins with a vowel. And one letter P tells us which sound to say, and the other one keeps the short vowel in zip short. And last one using zip as our starter word is, what do you reckon? Zipped. Now it sounds a bit like t. What do we add if something's already happened? I have zipped up my jacket. Starter word. Double and ed. It sounds like t, but it isn't. Zipped is still suffix ed, because it's an action that's already happened. And again, we doubled that P. So let's try a different word. We have the starter word, buzz, and that B buzzes. Now, Z is a bit of a hissing sound. So that's your clue. What do we add when we have written the starter word buzz? Will it be suffix S or will it be ES? Well done. We used a different suffix because of the Z hissing sound. How about the word buzzer? Buzz again as our starter word. Double Z already. So when we add ER, we just add. And fizzes. Fizz is our starter word. And there are already 2 Z's there, so again, we just add. So you may be thinking, well, why is that symbol there? And it's because that hissing sound means we use ES instead of S. It begins with a vowel, so we just add as well as using a different suffix. What do you think I'm going to use next? Fizzing. My drink is fizzing up and up and up and up in the glass. Fizz is our starter word. And then ing. Just add. There. That took a long time to dot the I's, didn't it? What about whizzes? You're on a skateboard or you see a skateboard and it whizzes past. Whiz, whiz, as a reminder for that H. And yes, it whizzes past. And the hissing sound at the end meant we added ES instead of S. Last word, whizzing. And think about wh. Yes, WH. And suffix ing is just added. How about we use our letters for some words? You can see that I have added another Z because we're going to need it. The other letters that we've doubled as we've gone along are sitting in a wee pile. And you'll notice that when we're working through the words. But the Z's are sitting here, just so that you can be sure we do have enough for the words with short vowels that we're going to be writing. Here are the pictures to remind you of a, e, I, o, and a. Our first word is zigzag, and this time we're going to leave out the hyphen. Zigzag. Z, I, g. And then the second part, zag. Z, I need the letter Z. I need the letter A. G, I need the letter G. Zigzag. Well done. So when you are writing zigzag, you can choose to write it this way if you'd rather do that than put a hyphen in the middle. But let's tuck zag away, put the letters back where they belong, and we are going to change zig into zip. So we'll put g away and get down the letter P. Zip. And what would we do if we had more than one zip? We would add suffix s. And we'd also use it for an action. Somebody else does. He or she zips up their jacket. What shall we do this time? I actually think we'll put them all away. And we'll get out the word buzz. B is B. I need a U. Z. Have a think. It's at the end of a one-syllable word with a short vowel sound. I need two letter Zs. Buzz. And if I hear the B as it buzzes, I add suffix es. We can always tell that it's another syllable because we hear is at the end. Sounds as if we should use an I, you're quite right, but we spell it es. How about if we change buzzes into buzzer? What will we change? Yay! Put the S away and get the R. And this time let's change it into buzzed. The bee buzzed past. Put the R away and we need the letter D this time. Buzzed. Now I'm going to leave my fun with the letters here. But maybe you'd like to try some of the words you've been writing when you've made your 2 Z cards. Remember, we just use something like the inside of a box. We are upcycling. And we will write the letters in cursive. You could use the word whiz and think about what saying wh is reminding you of. You could then add suffix ed, es, ing, and maybe even er. That firework was a whizzer. Thank you for joining me and for working so hard.